We got to go there because this is still the those 8 growing, you know what I'm saying, growing into their because at this time Belgium was a part of the Netherlands because this is the Battle of Waterloo, and Waterloo's day is the battle site, the historic battle site of Napoleon's last stand. Today stands in Belgium. So we got to keep on moving forward until we get there. And once we see Belgium, then we can go ahead. No, you don't see Belgium yet. Hold up. This one's going to have that protection on it. This one's taking a leap into colonial. Listen, I will show you. Colonial empires. Hold on. You ready? Here we go. Here we go. This is it. Now, and I told you, the 1800s. I got to read this one off of my what's it called. These are the 8 feathers that emerged out of the ashes of the fallen Roman Empire and the decimated Byzantine Empire. Okay, the Holy Roman Empire and Byzantine Empire. You have the Austro-Hungarian Empire right here. The House of Habsburg of Austria united with the Hungarian government and created the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And people don't understand because it ain't pushed in history. They like to play the Austro-Hungarians short, but you don't understand. At one time, that family house sat on the throne of Portugal, Spain, Britain, France, and Germany, and Mexico. The House of Habsburg. Now, they were taken down as a result of World War I. That was one of the 8 feathers. Then you had the German Empire. Here it is right here. The German Empire, where Germany was united with Prussia. All right, Wilhelm, during the time of Wilhelm. Then you got the Italian Empire. Now, during this time, the Italian Empire was pushing up on, just prior to World War I, they had invaded Albania. They had invaded, there was a time when this area here was referred to as Tripolitania. And the Italians literally went and housed Tripolitania, called it Libya, went on and took British Somaliland. All right, this was the Italian Empire, and it spanned all the way up into what? All the way up into, let me say this, the Italian Empire, 1889 to 1943. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, 1867 to 1918, into World War I. The German Empire, 1883 to 1919, also the end of World War I. The Germans and the Italians came back in World War II. And so that you know, remember when we read where it said 2 of the feathers stood up and fought to reign, but then one of the heads, we'll get there. Because it's talking about the time when Italy and Germany tried that was what World War II was for. Mussolini and who else? And Hitler. They were known as the Axis powers of Europe. And what happened? The powerful head, they said there were 3 heads, the powerful head was England. They got this famous picture showing Winston Churchill, Joseph Stalin, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and it was those 3 countries that put down Germany and Italy. That's what it's talking about. And at that time, Britain was the power. We're going to show you their expanded colonial empire. So I'm going to read it in order again. The Austro-Hungarian Empire, you got it right there. You got the Italian Empire, German Empire, you got it right there. You got the Italian Empire, you got it right there. You got the French Empire, right here. You got the Belgian Empire, right there. You got the Dutch Empire, that's the Netherlands. You got the Spanish Empire, right there. And you got the Portuguese Empire, blank. 8 of them. And let me say this, what did Romania do? Because people see other names on the map. Who the hell is Sweden and Norway they conquer? Denmark went all the way north just to conquer a fucking block of ice called Greenland, where nobody would fuck us. It's not talking about those. It's talking about the heart of the ancient Roman Empire. That saying those old provinces would emerge as individual empires of the province of Spain, the province of France, the province of Great Britain. These different regions would dispatch armies to different areas and do it all in the name of Rome. They would bring countries and nations under what? Under Roman subjection. When it says contrary, it's because all of these fought for their own preeminence. They were no longer united. It was contrary in the fact that they were against one another. There were 8 contrary feathers, 8 contrary empires, 8 what? Conflicting and rivaling empires. There was a time when you had Portugal and Spain had what you call the Iberian Union or the Iberian Legion, and they was having rivals with all the other countries. Then you had Germany and Austria-Hungary. They had rivals with England and France. That's why they call them 8 contrary feathers. I'm gonna listen. And then it said it was 3 heads. We'll get you the 3 heads later. Let's go back and read that now. Okay? What verse do we leave off at?
Verse 20.
Okay, read, this is what I want to do. I want you to read, well, how many minutes we have? Okay, we got time. I want you to go back to 2 Esdras, chapter 11.
Verse 34.
Verse 28.
Okay.
Watch this.
And I beheld, and lo, the 2 that remained fought also themselves to reign.
There were 2 of these contrary feathers. This is the vision again. There was 2 of these contrary feathers that thought to reign. Go ahead.
And when they so fought, behold, there awake one of the heads.
Now, which head was it that woke up? Go ahead.
That were at rest, namely, it that was in the midst. For that was greater than the 2 other heads.
Now, when Italy and Germany, there was a time in history where they rose up and started with fascism and social nationalism. That's what Nazism is. It's a German word that means social or national socialism. When Hitler came up with national socialism and Benito Mussolini came up with fascism, which was nothing more than the government taking over corporate interests, or corporate interests taking over the government, or the merger of government and corporate interests to run the country, it was called fascism. When did that happen? That was the period of World War II. And what was the country that stood up to prevent that? It was England. America, remember, had to get drawn into World War II with the bombing of Pearl Harbor. America had to get drawn into World War I with the sinking of the Lusitania. It didn't come in until what? 1918. When it was damn near over. It was the same thing. They didn't come until 1940, what was that, 42? When Japan won, the 7th of December 42. In other words, they got drawn in it. But it was Winston Churchill that gave us, we shall fight them on the line. We shall fight them on the sea. We shall fight them on the... You know what I'm saying? Talking all of that shit and couldn't do it without America. It wasn't France, and that's why you always see what? That famous picture. Read that verse again. Verse 28.
Verse 28.
I'm sorry. Verse 29.
And when they so fought, behold, there awake one of the heads that were at rest. Namely, it that was in the midst. This was the British Empire standing up against fascism that was on the rise and National Socialism from the Germans. Go ahead. For that was greater than the 2 other heads.
Because in that period of time, 1800, the late 1800s, early 1900s, we're going to get to that map to show you the extension of the British Empire. There was a reason why they said the sun will never set on its holiness. Go ahead.
Verse 30. And then I saw that the 2 other heads were joined with it.
And then Joseph Stalin, the Russians, stood up and joined them. And then the Americans got drawn in, because those are the 3 heads. We're going to prove that too. We're in our last minute. I'm going to take a break. We're going to change the film.